These motherfuckers run together. Guys, your boy Cali 26 back with another one. All right, we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna jump right into the video. And on my last video, a lot of the comments was just, it was just too much. All right, so look, check this out. Today, I'm gonna be addressing another YouTuber. He go by the name of Anthony Brian Logan. So a couple of days ago, he made a video about an incident that happened in my city. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and he made a video on something that happened in my city. And I listened to his video, and a lot of things that he was saying was just outright false. Let's say this. It's a gated community. In that gated community, you own your home. You do not own the street. In this gated community, they do not own the street. The street and the sidewalks belong to the city of St. Louis. So the taxpayers, when it's potholes in them streets, the taxpayers pay for that. So they already given the illusion like you coming in on somebody else's land and it's private property, like they own everything behind them gates. Now, I will say, like I say, I got to call it how I see it. Whoever broke that gate, that side gate to that community, they was dead wrong for that. Now, that's destruction of property. By all means, if you catch them, they should be prosecuted. Like I said, I'm just keeping it 100. Because like I said again, we ain't going to make no excuses for wrongdoings in the black community anymore. I'm not making no excuses. So whoever broke that gate, they should be prosecuted, fined, whatever the law allows to go down on that particular situation. But with that being said, this couple do not own the street in that community, nor do they own the sidewalk.
Survive, but there was no aid rendered. There was no police ambulance. I mean, what can you really do in that type of situation? All right. So they're seeing that, they understand that if these people are able to come into their home, which they were threatening to do, they were talking about, we're going to burn your house down. We're going to kill you.
Lies. Not that those things wasn't said. Okay. The protesters came into the private community, gated community. They walking past, they not even going to this white couple's house. They going to the mayor's house, which stays 2 streets over. This white couple, I'm not gonna even say their name. You guys y'all can look that shit up. They seen them coming into the community. No one approached their house. I don't blame them for arming themselves, but stay in your house. If somebody approach your house, walk on your property, then if you want to confront them at the front door, then do that. No, you seen these people walking down your street and you came out your house with these guns trying to put fear into the protesters, telling them to get out. Now, that shit could have escalated. Now, what if them protesters had weapons and they drew their weapons? See, you came out your house, you seen them walking down the street. They wasn't coming to your house. They was walking past your house, and you wanted to come out and make the news. These motherfuckers trying to portray like they was attacked in their house. They was trying to come in their house. No, they came out with their guns, aiming them at the protesters, and then that's when the situation occurred. language was being thrown on both sides, but the St. Louis couple, they had their guns drawn. Now, people I heard saying that they had every right to do that. Like I said, that St. Louis couple don't own that sidewalk. They don't own that street. So if I own like my properties, if protesters, what's stopping protesters from walking down my street? I own everything into the curb. Now I can just come out my house with assault rifles and point them at protesters walking down the street, trying to make shit escalate. Tensions already high. Wasn't nobody trying to vandalize your house. Wasn't nobody trying to come in your house. It's 50 other houses on that street that they walk past. Then none of the other neighbors come out. So you trying to tell me that none of them houses get vandalized because you two silly motherfuckers was out there with y'all little guns? Come on, man. You know where you live at. If it was really gonna be smoke like that, them guns wasn't gonna save y'all. They could have just armed themselves, stayed in their house, and let the protesters walk past their property. But no, they wanted to make Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. This is the type of shit that they do. And this is the type of shit that people like this guy get on the internet and tell people to try to paint that picture. Because you best believe they trying to use that as a marketing tool for Donald Trump. Now, why would you try to promote shit like this? White folks coming out their houses with assault rifles. That's what I'm saying. They don't think about the shit that they do. They trying to make a political statement, but they don't think about the shit that they doing.
Kill your dog. They were claiming rooms for themselves. All this, that, and the third. If what they were threatening to them was to come true, then they'd be in a bad situation. So the husband grabbed his rifle, the wife grabbed her gun, and they were telling the people, private property, get out, private property, get out. They were defending themselves. Now, as a result of that, like I said from the beginning, the radical far leftist extremist prosecutor by the name of Kimberly Gardner is bringing them up on felony charges for brandishing their gun, talking about, oh, we cannot have this in St. Louis. You can't brandish your gun on peaceful protesters, all this, that, and the third. Now, I'm not really sure how you qualify as a peaceful protester when you 300 and 500 deep.
It don't matter how deep you are. Peaceful don't mean you walking down the street in silence. You silly motherfucker. Like I said, that shit could have escalated. And then what he gonna touch on a little bit later in the video is he trying to say that the gun that the wife got in her hand ain't even real. It's a toy. So what was you doing? So you trying to, you was trying to terrify the protesters, correct? And it doesn't even matter if the gun wasn't real. I don't know how it works in other states, but in St. Louis, Missouri, if I walk up to somebody with my hand under my shirt like I got a gun, you still can get first degree robbery with that on criminal action because the victim believed that you had a weapon.
Threatening people, yelling obscenities. I'm not really sure how that's peaceful. Okay, if you're peaceful, why are you in front of my house? Why are you in private property? Why'd you break my gate down? What's going on with that? They were not peaceful at all. So they will be brought up on charges. Now, I think the police already seized the guns that were seen in the video. I don't think they seized any other guns if they have any other guns because, they might have got the two guns that were in question that are under investigation that could get brought up in the trial, but they could have a whole arsenal of guns in the house. You can't touch those because those are not in question. So they did take their rifle that was handed over at their home voluntarily, and the gun that the wife had was.
They need to take all their motherfucking guns. Wife looked like she hyped up on coke. Seen the husband on CNN with Chris Como, you could tell he had an agenda. Motherfucker had an agenda. They knew what they was doing. Shit, they was trying to terrify the protesters. Like I said, there's 50 other houses on that block. Did none of the other neighbors come out with guns? They were just gonna walk right past the people's house like they did the other houses on the street. But when they was met with assault rifles, that's when things escalated. Now, if this St. Louis couple would have just sat on the couch or sat by the door or looked out the window and been prepared, if anything did kick off, we wouldn't even be talking about this, because them protesters would have walked right past their house. I don't know if they need to be charged, but shit, something need to be happening, because if you let this shit go, if protesters come down my street, what's stopping me from going on my front porch aiming assault rifles at them? Because I own everything to the curb. But if they walking in the street, what's stopping me from aiming my assault rifle at them? No, I'm not saying that they should have broke their gate. But how y'all telling half truths, shit, how do we even know that they broke their gate? So much funny shit going on. And then the attorney general talking about if they are prosecuted, that he gonna pardon them. Motherfucker, you ain't pardoning motherfuckers in the hood.
And to the original lawyer, he kept it for safeguarding, and then he gave it to the police. He has stepped down from the case because he does not want to be a witness in any kind of criminal investigation, because he had the gun. He was holding it for safekeeping in case he needed to go to the trial. Now, the couple are lawyers, been lawyers for a long time. I think they're personal injury lawyers, and they have a lawyer right now representing them. So I think they'll be good on the legal front, representing themselves, also with a pretty good lawyer. And I've seen the husband go on television and speak quite a bit. I think they do pretty well when it comes to that. And I don't think there was ever any kind of jail time that they would face. This is no more than just the prosecutor trying to embarrass them, trying to make an example of them, trying to get them to have a record and stuff like that. What she wants them to do, in my humble opinion, is to plead guilty, because if they go through trial,
what he want them to do is put the motherfucking guns down and stop trying to terrorize the citizens. Man, I don't give a fuck if they came to the city and bought a piece of property. What does that have to matter if they mansion is nice? So you saying just because they got a nice mansion, what about the people in the hood that's 5 minutes away from this St. Louis couple? 5 minutes. Like I said, they was wrong for breaking that damn gate. But people mad. That's a piece of property that belongs to the city of St. Louis. That gate is probably fixed right now. But that situation that St. Louis couple caused, I'm thankful that it ended like that, because it could have went all the way left, man. It could have went all the way left. I mean, it could have been bodies on the ground. We don't need that, man.
they got to spend time going back and forth to court. They got to spend money. They got to spend a bunch of resources to.
So what? We do too. What the fuck is going on, man? So what? When y'all put these charges on us, we got to use resources. We got to use time. And a lot of us don't even have any of that but time. Shit, man, y'all out here turning motherfuckers' whole life up over traffic tickets, man. Catch a motherfucker driving, man, they got traffic warrants. You snatch them off the motherfucking streets for a whole goddamn week. 2 weeks. They done lost their job and everything. They already living paycheck to paycheck. Man, we don't want to hear about no motherfucking, they got to spend money and time. Man, tell the motherfucking truth, man.
Fight the case, because the prosecutor is not recommending any kind of jail time. She's talking about a deferral program. And what a deferral program is, a thing you can do in lieu of going to the penitentiary or jail or anything like that. So the prosecutor, although she's charging them with brandishing, which is a felony, she does not recommend them any kind of jail time. Like, what's the purpose? If they're not going to go to jail, why even try them?
To teach their ass a motherfucking lesson. That's why. Fuck you mean, why even try? They out here terrorizing, motherfucker. They pointing assault rifles. It was probably kids in that damn crowd. You pointing guns? They on the sidewalk and in the streets. You don't own the sidewalk in the streets. Sir and ma'am. Man, reporting this shit right, man. That's all we ask.
I mess with the whole castle doctrine thing. The castle doctrine is in effect in Missouri, St. Louis, the whole state. That states if you are threatened in your own property or outside of your property, close to your property, you have the right to defend yourself with your arms. That's castle doctrine. That's what they did all day, which is why the Missouri attorney.
But that shit will go left for a motherfucker like me. And believe it or not, for a motherfucker like you. I don't know why. Listen, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I don't know why people like him, I don't even have to know these people. But is it just a coincidence that the black people who talk like this and act like this always, they significant other is of the Caucasian race? Now, look, I ain't trying to start no shit, man. I'm just asking. Is it a coincidence? Like, for real, I just want to know. Because I was talking about the other motherfucker, Officer Tatum, and he be spilling out this same bullshit. These motherfuckers run together. And I just found out today that he had a Caucasian wife. Now, listen. If you fell in love with a man and she love you back, okay. But the shit that y'all be saying ain't cool. Motherfuckers wanted to talk about all this education and all this shit and all this motherfucking brown nosing y'all be doing out here, but you can't tell the motherfucking truth. That's all you gotta do. Listen, put the facts on the table and report everything. Don't you see how I'm doing this shit? Them motherfuckers was wrong for breaking that gate. And if you got the motherfuckers who broke that gate on camera, or if you got pictures, or you got a motherfucker telling, prosecute that motherfucking ass, man. Prosecute them. This shit ain't hard. Call that shit how you see it.
General Eric Schmidt has stepped in to try and dismiss the case. As soon as Kimberly Gardner and her squad of people charged the couple, the Attorney General moved to dismiss the case. All right, so it could get dismissed before he even goes to trial. That should be what happens.
Come to the hood and dismiss some of these motherfucking cases. You ain't even gonna try the motherfuckers. Let the jury, you know what I'm saying? You just gonna put it out there that you gonna dismiss all charges. Where the fuck do they do that at?
To save any kind of going back and forth to court, any kind of money spent on legal fees, any kind of inconvenience to the couple, it should get dismissed. And his reasoning behind the dismissal request is because that's castle doctrine all day long. Okay, you got 500 people on your property yelling at you, screaming, spitting, hollering, cussing, and fussing, and they shouldn't be there.
If you stay in St. Louis, don't try this shit. Motherfuckers outside your motherfucking door, you own your property to the curb. They in the street, they making noise, you scared. You try to go out there with your shit if you want to. Your ass gonna be doing 20 to life. Give a fuck about no castle doctrine. What the fuck is that? Tell you, man, they make up shit for these white folks, man. They make up shit for these white folks.
Private property. What else are you gonna do? All right. And the guns that were taken, like
stay your ass in the house. If they approach your property, defend your property. That's what you could have did. That's what they could have did. I'm sorry. And what you can do is tell the motherfucker truth.
The rifle was not even loaded, and the handgun was fake. It was not even operable, so they wouldn't have been able to shoot anybody if they wanted to. Okay, so
still a charge. Like I said, in Missouri, if I rob somebody with my hand like this under my shirt, it's still first degree robbery because the victim believed that you had a weapon. Still a crime. You pointing weapons. I don't give a fuck if it wasn't no bullets in the gun. Prosecute they motherfucking ass and take their right to burn arms away. You want to sit here and point guns and keep women and children and kids. 50 other houses over there, then nobody else come out.
So there's no case there at all. I'm talking about absolutely zero case. All right, castle doctrine, fake guns. I mean, what are you going to do? And the governor, Mike Parson, has said that he's going to pardon them if they do get convicted. So there's no way that they would spend any day in the penitentiary, any day in the jail.
I'm sorry, it was
like
the governor.
All right, because the attorney general's on their side, the governor's on their side, and I think Bill Barr's in the case. That's the U.S. attorney general. So
Trump
this is not going to go
we go with this Trump shit again
at all, period. So as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to the McCloskeys. They did the right thing in protecting their home. Anybody should do the same thing. If you're on your property, you got a horde of angry people coming at you, screaming, threatening, cussing, and fussing. I mean, what else can you do? You know,
stay in the fucking house.
Get there instantly. I think they did.
Stay in the house. See, he gonna get a motherfucker killed. He gonna get a motherfucker killed. Cause if they out here peacefully protesting, walking on city property, taxpayers pay for those. When there's potholes in them damn roads, taxpayers pay for that shit. Taxpayers pay for us to come through them motherfucking alleys and pick up that shit. Nah, this St. Louis couple, they didn't own that shit. But the motherfuckers who broke their gates should be prosecuted. And them motherfuckers who putting guns in people's face, they should be prosecuted.